What's up? I'm Ice-T, and you're watching Artisan News.
While events for the CBGB Festival had been going on all week, like the New York premiere of the movie CBGB and the keynote speech of Duff McKagan, it culminated with an impressive takeover of Times Square on Saturday. With a north stage that featured Grizzly Bear and others, and a south stage that featured LCD Sound System's James Murphy, Lisa Loeb, and the Wallflowers, the main event for the day were Rockers' My Morning Jacket. While that was happening in Times Square, downtown, Killswitch Engage was getting ready for an up-close and personal show with their fans at Andrew WK's venue, Santos Party House. Later that night, rapper Ice-T, who is now a famous actor in his own right, took it back to the early days with a hip-hop set at the Standard. My Morning Jacket welcomed Brittany Howard of Alabama Shakes and Jacob Dylan of the Wallflowers, but they played to a bursting Times Square, packing the streets at twilight. Killswitch was loaded with energy despite the small space, and guitarist Adam D talked about CBGB, its legacy, and bands from that scene that he admired.
Well, I was always a big fan of the New York hardcore and a lot of the punk that was happening way back, I don't know, in the late 80s, early 90s, into the mid 90s. So yeah, there's a lot of bands that probably played there, probably were a big part of that. So yeah, it was a big influence on me in my growing up and getting into aggressive music. Well, the New York hardcore bands that I was way into were like bands like Sick of It All and the Gorilla Biscuits, Those are two of my favorites, awesome. Just reminds me of my youth,
Ice-T talked about what CBGB meant to him, and he shared his experience of playing the now-defunct club.
Back in the day, my group Body Count performed live at CBGB's, and I was working on a project they had for Seymour Stein, and the lady who was actually working it said, "I wish I could have you in our event." And I made a call to her. I said, why not? Well, let's have a little rap night. And so here we are. Lisa
Kristal, the daughter of CBGB founder Hilly Kristal, talked about the huge event the CBGB Festival has become.
I think it's wonderful. If my father were alive, he would be flabbergasted and amazed and astounded. It's wonderful what they've been able to do here in New York City, because Dad had the small CBGB Festival at the club, and this has taken up all of New York.
We'll have more from the fest, including Lisa Loeb, who opened the show at the early New York City hour of 11 a.m., and Duff McKagan, who gave the keynote on Thursday. Stay tuned.